Central County Emergency 911 is implementing an upgrade to the IAED Fire Priority Dispatch System version 8.0.834 and ProQA version 5.1.1.52. This training specifically covers how the upcoming changes will impact operations at Central County Emergency 911. As a reminder, the update guide training provided through the College of Emergency Dispatch should be completed to ensure a comprehensive understanding of all changes included in this release. This presentation is intended to supplement that training by focusing on the updates and workflow changes that directly affect our agency and our call-taking processes. Throughout this presentation, we will review new and updated protocols, modifications to questioning and determinant assignment, system functionality changes within ProQA, and any operational impacts you can expect when handling fire-related emergency calls. Thank you for your attention and commitment to providing high-quality emergency communications services. Let's begin by reviewing the key changes introduced in this upgrade. The combined EFD and ProQA update that we will review was a large update with nearly 150 user-suggested changes and modifications. Some of these changes prompted additional determinant levels and response changes that took time to build. During this presentation, we will cover the following changes that will have the most impact. These include changes to combined incidents that involve both entrapments and motor vehicle accidents, alarm protocol, structure fires, vehicle fires, and new fire protocol 84, structural instability/problems investigation. This training will also cover special definitions, additional changes, and new problem nature codes created due to determinant code changes and new sub-chief complaints. First, let's discuss changes to how we handle combined incidents, starting with entrapment calls. All entrapment calls will now be handled using FPDS Protocol 54 or 58. Protocol 22 will no longer be used, and there will no longer be a quick dispatch code for Protocol 22 or person trapped. If the caller reports entrapment because of the environment or a collapsed structure, such as building collapse, confined space, sinkhole, trench collapse, tunnel, sewer, grain silo, landslide, or mudslide, we will use EFD Protocol 54. If the caller reports entrapment being caught in or under something, but not from a structure collapse or in a confined space, for example, machinery, playground equipment, farm equipment, meat grinder, etc., we will use EFD Protocol 58. It is important to familiarize yourself with all chief complaint selection rules. Protocol 54 has extensive changes to split buildings from non-building structures, which resulted in changes to determinant codes, sub-chief complaints, definitions, and answer choices. Large and small non-building structures have been defined in this update. Non-building structures are those that are not designed for occupancy but may have people in or on it for various reasons and may create a significant life safety risk if it collapses. These definitions can be found in the Additional Information tab on Protocol 54, but also on Protocols 57 Explosion and Protocol 61 Hazmat. By this definition, examples of non-structures include those listed here: amusement park rides, bridges and overpasses, elevated roadways or walkways, large meeting or event tents, scaffolding, silos and elevators, tower or mobile cranes, and water towers. It is important that you are familiar with this list to ensure you are selecting the correct protocol when these are reported. With this update, we will no longer use Protocol 29 for motor vehicle accidents. All MVAs will be handled using Protocol 77. This decision was made due to the infrequency of providing PDIs to callers that are exclusive to EMD and to more appropriately address scene hazards in EFD. This also means there will no longer be a quick dispatch problem nature for MVAs. If you would accidentally select Protocol 29, the response plan will point to the equivalent Protocol 77 response upon completion. One of the changes you will notice is the addition to the sub-chief complaint single vehicle, not delta or high mechanism or low mechanism. If it is a single vehicle accident and it does not fall into one of the other sub-chief complaints listed below the vehicle versus vehicle choice, you can select this option. It is important to be familiar with the information located in the Additional Info tab in ProQA that defines low mechanism, high mechanism, multi-vehicle pileup, and unstable vehicle. Another change you will see in Protocol 77 is the addition of question 7, is anyone trapped or pinned, even if the caller answers no injuries confirmed to question number 5. A patient may have no obvious injuries but still be trapped inside a vehicle. The patient could also be pinned by a vehicle, debris, or other objects, or simply unable to exit safely without assistance. EFD does not have determinants that address severity of injuries. Instead, it addresses mechanism of injury. So once again, all personnel must be familiar with the definitions and criteria that distinguish high mechanism injuries from low mechanism injuries. If you need to provide medical treatment instructions to a caller, select Medical Assessment and Treatment in the DLS links located at the end of this protocol. This resource provides instructions for a variety of patient care situations, including bleeding control, amputation care, burn treatment, unconsciousness, and other trauma. Questions were raised about adding problems for MVAs where there is an arrest or possible fatality to address responses to those call types. Currently, those impacted problems do not have their own responses. The consensus was there were not enough of these call types to warrant exemptions in policy. Changes to Alarm Protocol 52 and Case Entry. You will notice in Case Entry there is now an additional option when asking, "Are you with the patient now?" Alarm company has been added beneath fourth-party caller for better clarification. If you receive a call for a baby box alarm, this has now been added to Protocol 52. When you arrive at question 2 in Protocol 52, what type of building or location is involved? Per Rule 4, when processing a baby box alarm, you will need to select Other from the drop-down list and enter the location, facility type in the box provided. The next question in the protocol, what type of alarm or fire alarm is this, now includes a new selection, Baby Box. Select Baby Box whenever the incident involves a safe haven baby box alarm. This new option allows call takers to accurately identify these incidents and ensure the appropriate response is initiated. Changes to Structure Fire Protocol 69. Structure fires and alarms have been built to a more extensive building type list. Appliance fires, chimney fires, and fires that are reported to be out, building type is irrelevant. You will notice reduced responses for these. All protocols that have the building type key question, what type of building, location, structure is involved, have had the answer choices reordered to reflect the statistically most common answers listed first in descending order to the least common. For example, the most common answer to this question in a structure fire is a single-family dwelling. Therefore, it will be listed first in the selection list. When you are on Protocol 69 and you arrive at the key question, I need to confirm, are you out of the building? If the caller answers no, the next key question, if it's safe to do so, leave the building immediately, now has a third option added to the answer selection choices. Able to leave, declines to do so. If this option is selected, a comment box will pop up for you to type in their reason for not wanting to leave. This could be as simple as weather conditions, etc. Once you have typed in their reason, a new instruction has been added to encourage the caller to leave the residence. We strongly recommend you and others leave for your own safety. Once this instruction is given, you will continue with the protocol. Changes to Vehicle Fire Protocol 71. E-bike and e-scooter have been added to the Protocol 71 sub-chief complaint list. This change recognizes the increasing number of incidents involving electric bicycles and electric scooters powered by lithium-ion batteries. These incidents present unique hazards that differ from traditional vehicle fires, including rapid fire growth, toxic smoke production, and battery reignition after the fire appears to be extinguished. With this update comes a new Protocol 84, Structural Instability / Problems Investigation. Prior to this protocol, agencies were advised to use Protocol 53 Service Call to process these types of calls. If you look at the Sub-Chief Complaint List, it allows the call taker to have more depth when interrogating callers and gathering information for an appropriate response. One of the things that makes this protocol work is the ability to get a good description of what the caller is reporting. One of the most anticipated additions to our Sub-Chief Complaint category is building pieces/structural elements actively fallen, or about to fall. You will select the Sub-Chief Complaint whenever the incident involves parts of a structure that are actively falling, have already fallen, or are in imminent danger of falling. After selecting this option, you will be asked to specify whether the building pieces are actively falling, have fallen, or are about to fall. Next, you will be asked what is the size of the pieces that are falling, have fallen, or are about to fall. For our agency, Local Fire Administration has defined the size categories as follows. Large includes large pieces of concrete or masonry, large sections of glass, metal beams or poles, large antennas, and other structural elements. Small includes small pieces of concrete or masonry, small pieces of glass, railings, small antennas, ceiling tiles, and single sheets of drywall. Using these definitions will help ensure incidents are classified consistently and that the appropriate response is dispatched. In addition to the information covered in the new Protocol 84, the decision was made to address all building collapses with unconfirmed entrapment as a reduced response similar to the response for no entrapment. Small non-residential buildings will have a reduced response even with confirmed entrapment. An amendment will need to be made to the small versus large building definition to clearly indicate any residential structure is automatically considered large even if it does not meet the size parameters. As mentioned before, this update has brought extensive changes to the building type list. These definitions are carried over through multiple protocols. These next several slides outline the additional special definitions approved by our local fire administration. These definitions can also be found in PowerDMS along with an operational resource that can act as a reference guide for the changes outlined in this presentation. Although most agency-critical EFD information, or CEIs, and post-dispatch instructions have remained the same, as well as jurisdictionally and/or operationally approved questions, there have been a few additions. On Protocol 70, Train and Rail Collision/Derailment, an agency-defined CEI was added to obtain the DOT number if at a crossing. For Protocol 79, Lost Person, an agency-defined CEI was added to update or refresh what 3 words when applicable. On new Protocol 84, Structural Instability/Problems Investigation, a jurisdictionally and/or operationally approved question, "Is there any construction work being done in the area?" was also added. For the complete list of agency-defined CEIs and PDIs and jurisdictionally and/or operationally approved questions, please refer to the documents located in Power DMS. You will see some new problem and incident types with this update. Technical Services have distinguished these by placing them in CAD using all caps. This is the format that will be used for all future changes. Some of the changes with this update also include reducing the number of incident types. However, this should be blind to the dispatcher as several problem natures will point to the same incident type. With this update, you may also notice additional suffixes in the determinant codes. For example, on Protocol 25, weapons and violent have been separated. For additional information, the documents listed here can be found in Power DMS. To ensure you are aware of all changes, please refer to the training courses previously assigned or offered in the College of Emergency Dispatch located in the IAED website under Update Guides. Thank you for your participation and your commitment to providing excellent service. In order to receive credit for this training, please complete the quiz located in Power DMS titled Quiz FPDS Update version 8.0.834 and ProQA version 5.1.1.52. If you have any questions regarding any of the information covered in this presentation, please contact the Training Division.